Now, taking the workshop forward, I would like to invite Dr. Bushra Hassan Khan. Ma'am is an assistant professor in the Department of Pharmacology, JNMC AMU, and an EdPAR teacher and mentor. She successfully conducted research on adverse effects following immunization related to COVAX. She has authored three recent editions of CBME-based practical pharmacology manual for MBBS students. She also has a keen interest in experimental pharmacology. Ma'am would give us a brief presentation on AI tools for review of literature and research mapping. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Abhinav. Okay, so we'll be discussing the use of artificial intelligence softwares in the review of literature. We'll be exploring the topics with similar work with the help of summary, intervention, and outcome, and we'll be selecting the best paper and then map it to the closest papers or similar work to make basic framework of review using Research Rabbit. So Elicit will be used first. I'll show you how to use Elicit. This is the home page of Elicit. So as you can see, we'll search for Elicit. We'll be writing Elicit AI as keywords in the Google. Then elicit.org, we'll be selecting elicit.org. So this is how the home page looks. The first step would be putting up a research question. So the research question that I am going to put up is does CYP2C9 polymorphism correlate with level of phenytoin and bone mineral density? So this is our research question. We'll begin with this. And I'll also save this for future use. Okay, so we'll click on the search button. So here you can see that Elicit will find answers from 175 million papers. So the basic search engine that it uses for searching the papers of interest is Semantic Scholar, which contains about 200 million papers, from which the Elicit is going to bring about the papers of your interest pertaining to the question that you have entered in the search box. So it will take a few seconds to load the articles that are most relevant in regard to your research. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Around 7 articles it's showing up. You can see the paper title and the abstract summary in the table that is given here. So you can extend this table as per the fields that you will enter. It will keep expanding and it will show you the relevant points about every article that is there. Okay, so starting from what all information that can be added on the screen regarding the papers, you can have abstract summary. It's here on the right side. Then you can also put up buttons like intervention, outcomes measured, number of participants, depending upon what you want to see regarding any specific paper. Then here you can see the stars. Whatever paper among these is relevant as per your research question, you will have to star mark those papers after going through the relevant details of all these papers. You can also click on the show more button. It will be showing you further articles based upon your area of interest. So many articles are there. You do not see a presentation like this on Google Scholar. Everybody must have gone through Google Scholar and searched also other search engines. But this is how the paper title comes here, and then the abstract summary as well as other paper information can be put up in this table. So here on the left hand side in the search button, you can see there is a lot of metadata that can be entered into this table. So what are the options we have? We can see the author's name, the name of the journal, then any influential citations of these papers, then SCImago journal rank, the DOI, the funding source. Then among the population characteristics, you can also see the number of participants. I'll show you one by one. First, let me tell you in brief what are the options we have. So number of participants, number of studies, population characteristics, population summary, age, organism, region. So whatever is relevant as per your research question, you will be clicking on those options only. Then intervention studied, what is the intervention? What is the dose? What is the duration of that particular study? Then in the result, the detailed abstract summary is the most interesting one. It tells you about the summary only in relevance to your research question. Then main findings, question relevant summary, takeaway suggests, outcomes measured, and the limitations. Then about methodology, these can also be entered like detailed study design, pre-registration, multiple comparisons, and the intent to treat. Now here you can click on has PDF button. So it will show you only those articles which have got a PDF. Then there is a filter also. Filter has got buttons like keywords, published after, and the study type. You can put up certain keywords to refine your research. Then published after tells you if you want to select certain articles of a particular year, you can just click on that year to refine your research. Then study type can be randomized control trial, review, systematic review, meta-analysis, longitudinal study. So whatever is your area of interest or whatever is relevant for your research question, you will be clicking on that button only. And then after summarizing the whole data, you can click on the star button. The important articles can be star marked. And then at the end of your whole research, you will be clicking on the starred articles. Then very important thing to remember is you can export all the data that you have generated in this table to either BIP format or CSV format. CSV format takes your file to the Excel sheet, and BIP takes to your reference tools like Zotero and Mendeley. You can also sort these articles by their paper title or abstract summary or PDF or year or citations. So let me first see whether there are any questions till now. Okay, is this question pertaining to this? Whatever papers there are in the semantics scholar, from those databases, the papers are put up over here on this screen, Elicit one. But Google search doesn't give you the papers in such a systematic tabular form as Elicit gives you. That's the difference here. So we'll see one by one how this table can be enhanced by clicking on these buttons. If you will unclick any button, so that column will go away. For example, I am unclicking the abstract summary button, so that has gone away. Okay, only the paper title is shown. Paper title contains the name of the title, the names of the authors, the journal in which the paper is published, then the year of publication, the number of citations, DOI, and the prompt for the PDF. You can see that in the first paper, you can see the prompt for PDF. In the second one, there is no prompt. So you can click on the PDF prompt and you can directly go to the PDF of that particular research article. Okay. Then DOIs are given here. So abstract summary, by clicking on the abstract summary button, there'll be a column showing up on your screen containing the abstract summary. For example, in the first paper, the association between CYP2C9 polymorphism and bone health, you can see that the abstract summary shows CYP2C9 polymorphism is associated with a higher bone mineral density in epileptic patients. So suppose this is your paper of interest, you will star mark it based on the abstract summary. So you can take up other options also, like the number of participants. You want to see the number of participants in each study. So in this particular table only, you are able to see how many participants were there in each study. You don't have to open the article and go through the details of the methodology of each article separately. This is one advantage. Here, in some papers, it is mentioned, but in some others, the number of participants is not mentioned. So it will help you in refining your research. So you can see the maximum number of participants is there in the third paper. So we'll unclick this one, the abstract summary also, and then we'll search for other metadata. So here you can see so many options are there. We'll click on one of these. So you have to scroll from this. You can see the population characteristics. Okay, that will help you in deciding which papers are more relevant for you. So in the first one, the young adult epilepsy patients are chosen. Then in some other paper, community dwelling individuals aged 40 to 79 years are there. So you will see that this particular age group, whether it is of your interest or not, whether you're looking up for papers having participants in this particular age group or not. Then this one contains 286 postmenopausal women as participants. So it will definitely help you in deciding the papers of your interest pertaining to your review of literature. Similarly, we can click on other buttons like these. So detailed abstract summary. We'll go with this. We'll unclick on the population characteristics. And this is the detailed abstract summary. So with the first paper, you can see the detailed abstract summary in relation to your research question. The detailed summary of the paper is given. So this study sought to determine the association between bone mineral density and CYP2C9 polymorphism. In what kind of patients? The patients of epilepsy. And the results indicated that patients with 2C9 polymorphism had higher bone mineral density. So this has already been star marked. Now we'll take another paper. So this paper from Personalized Medicine, it shows, the abstract summary shows, this paper discusses the CYP2C9 polymorphism and its effects on the drug metabolism. It describes how the polymorphism affects the metabolism of several drugs and has clinical implications. So this might be your paper of interest. Similarly, you can choose any number of papers from this collection. Suppose you have chosen these many papers. Okay. And then further, you can sort these papers based on the timeline. Okay. So this one is the most recent one, published in 2018 and then 2013 and so on. You can also sort these papers based on the number of citations. So this first one has got 125 citations and then so on, 65 and 60. So the most relevant papers as per your area of interest will come up at the top. So you can also have these articles sorted by whether they have got a PDF or not. So you can sort them by PDF. So every article that is on top has got a link for the PDF. So this is how this artificial intelligence software that is called as Elicit helps us in refining the articles and searching the articles. And then from those articles, we can choose the most important ones in relation to our research question. And then further, we can use them for writing a literature review by using other AI softwares that are there. So this is for searching the literature review. Then we can save all the work that we have done. Suppose we have created a table containing so many columns, say limitations and other things. Age and region is also taken up. Suppose you have created an extensive table in the Elicit. Okay. So all this data will be lost if you will not export this to either Excel or one of your reference softwares. So you can export this data. I'll show you how to export this data. Using the BIB extension, you can save this and then click on the saved file. You will have to double click on the saved file. Then click on the OK button, whether you want to import the file. Then this is the collection of the papers that you have selected from the Elicit. So you can rename that file. Suppose I am renaming this as Elicit. So your whole collection will be saved in your reference software. Here we are using it in Zotero. Now we can also export as the CSV file. You'll have to double click on this save file. So Excel sheet will open up and then it will show you your table will be in the Excel format. So here in the A column, you can see the paper title. Then the abstract summary is there. Then names of authors, name of the journal, influential citations, IMAGO, then DOI, then PDF, whether it's available, the link will be there in the rows. Then year of publication, the number of citations, then DOI URL also gets copied in the table. Then so many other details like these, they'll be copied to your Excel sheet. So you can use it for in your future endeavors. So there are some other buttons like FAQ, stars, and start. If you will click on start, it will show you only the start files. Then in the tasks, there are so many tasks that you can perform using these buttons. A lot of tasks are there. You can use this brainstorm research question. Suppose you have a question in your mind, but you are unable to frame it in a very nice manner. So you can take help from this brainstorm research question. You have to click on this button. And then this screen will open up. So this screen will come up. You can type the question and then click on the search button. So a lot of related questions will come up for you to see. It usually takes a few seconds. Okay, so many questions have come up on the screen. Does CYP2C9 polymorphism correlate with levels of phenytoin and bone mineral density? This is our research question. And then so many other questions have come up here. Like what specific drug effects are reflected in variation in CYP2C9? Do people with CYP2C9 poor metabolizer phenotype have more difficulty maintaining good bone health? So these are the variations in the questions that are there. You can use either of these if you're confident enough. Then what CYP2C9 polymorphisms are implicated in the pharmacodynamics of phenytoin? What is the effect of CYP2C9 polymorphism on the bioavailability of phenytoin? Then In a sample of 600 Asian Indian patients, how many patients express wild type CYP2C9 alleles? These are the related research questions. So this is also one of the uses of Elicit. Now we'll talk about Research Rabbit, how Research Rabbit helps in the literature search and review, and how it helps in collection of all those papers at one place. So you will type Research Rabbit in your Google search, and then researchrabbitapp.com website is there for this Research Rabbit. You will add papers relevant to your query. So you can give the title or DOI or PMID or any keywords related to your research question. So here CYP2C9 and phenytoin are the keywords being used. Then you will click on the search button. So this is one of the articles. And there are many other articles that have come up in regard to the keywords that you had entered. So you can add either of these to your collection. So here I'm adding one of these to the collection. So similar works related to the paper that you have searched. So so many similar articles will be showing up on your screen. It will be in the form of a map. So you can see there are green and blue colored icons here showing the name of the author as well as the year of the publication. So in green one will be among your collection and blue ones will be the similar articles in relation to your main article that you have added to the collection. So from these articles, you can add any article of your interest. Again, that article will be added to your collection. In the next diagram, it will show up as a green ball. Others will be shown in a blue color. So more and more refining of the articles will be done through this. Okay, you can see that this 2005 article by Alabai has been clicked and similar papers in relation to this particular paper will show up on the next screen. Okay. So this was in brief about Elicit and Research Rabbit. If any queries are there, please go ahead. Okay, one of the questions says, can we use Elicit as a referencing tool also? So I've already showed that you can upload all your table contents into one of the referencing tools like Mendeley and Zotero. You can take up the references from there, or you can take up the references from the Excel. Then what are the other questions? Yeah, there are many. One of the questions is, are there any AI tools that can help us in writing and editing? So there are multiple tools which we can use for correcting grammar as well as editing our research papers, like Ginger is there, Grammarly is there. Then we have got other tools also. So WordTune is there. We can take help from either of these, and these will help in improving the writing as well as these will help in editing. Okay. So lots of AI softwares are there which will help in detecting plagiarism. Okay. Any other queries? Okay, thank you so much for listening.
Presentation, as well as thank you for clarifying all the queries. Here we come to the end of the third talk for the day.